I worked at a fast food place and discovered just how disgusting things really were behind the scenes. When I tried to report it, they fired me. So I exposed everything and made them regret it. I was 19 and working at a popular fast food chain. Let's just say the one with the clown mascot and a terrifying obsession with family meals. I was desperate for money and didn't ask many questions when I got hired. Minimum wage, crazy hours, but hey, at least I got free food, or so I thought. It all started with a night shift. Most employees hated it, but I didn't mind. Less customer interaction and more cleaning duty. One night, I went into the back freezer to grab extra patties and noticed a funky smell, one that didn't belong. I followed it to a crate marked expired, do not use, but it was half empty. Someone had been serving that meat. I didn't say anything that night. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe someone forgot to toss it out. But a few nights later, I saw one of the managers, Tom, pulling from that same crate and tossing the patties straight onto the grill. I asked him about it, and he just smiled and said, "Meat is meat. No one's ever complained." That triggered something in me. I started paying attention. The fryer oil hadn't been changed in over 2 weeks. We were supposed to clean the soda machines every 48 hours. They hadn't been touched in months. I saw cockroaches skitter across the buns in the storage room. One even crawled out a milkshake blender mid-shift. A girl screamed. Tom just scooped it out and kept going. That night, I couldn't eat my free burger. I felt sick, so I decided to do something. I started recording. I started bringing an old phone to work, one I could hide in the break room locker and activate discreetly. Each night, I'd take short videos of the kitchen, moldy bread, congealed grease pools under the fryers, expired meat being cooked, rat droppings under the sink. It was a horror show, and no one outside that building had any idea. I tried bringing it up again with the assistant manager, Carla. She was new, seemed decent, and I hoped she'd help. I showed her a video, just one, of Tom flipping greenish meat on the grill. She turned pale and told me not to show it to anyone else, that she'd take care of it. The next day, Tom called me into the back office, said he heard I was poking around, and warned me to keep my head down if I wanted to keep getting paid. That's when I realized Carla had told him everything. I didn't say a word. I just nodded, walked back to the counter, and clocked out early. I went home and uploaded everything to a cloud account, labeled every clip by date and time. I knew if I went public, I'd lose the job, but I couldn't keep quiet anymore. Not after what I saw the next night. A family came in, mom, dad, 2 little kids. They ordered burgers, fries, shakes. Normal. Happy. I was bussing tables and happened to glance into the back just as Tom dropped a raw patty on the floor, picked it up, brushed it off on his apron, and slapped it onto the grill. He saw me watching and grinned like it was a joke. That was the final straw. That night, I sent an anonymous tip to the local health department. I included a link to all the footage, a detailed list of violations, and a timeline. I didn't put my name on it. I wasn't ready to get dragged into this yet. 3 days passed. Nothing. Then, suddenly, everything exploded. On the 4th day after I sent the report, 2 health inspectors showed up unannounced during the dinner rush. I was on the register when they walked in, flashed their IDs, and went straight for the kitchen. At first, the customers didn't notice until the shouting started. Tom was yelling, "This is harassment. Who sent you?" One of the inspectors calmly held up a plastic container of raw chicken covered in gray slime and said, "This is enough to shut you down for weeks." The restaurant was immediately shut down pending investigation. Customers were ushered out, many of them furious. Some parents were holding their kids like they'd just escaped a biohazard zone. The staff was told to clock out and leave. I was halfway to the parking lot when Tom stormed up behind me. "You did this, didn't you?" he spat. "You little snake." I said nothing. I wanted to, but I wasn't ready to go public. Yet. The next day, I got a call from Carla. She asked if I'd come in to talk. I already knew it was a trap, but I went anyway, partly hear what kind of lie they were going to feed me. When I walked into the office, the regional manager was there. Suit, clipboard, fake smile. "We're conducting an internal investigation," he said, "and it seems someone from our team provided footage to the health department. Illegally recorded footage. They were accusing me of violating employee conduct policies, of leaking proprietary materials, and damaging the company's image. Then he hit me with it. I was being fired, effective immediately. No severance, no reference letter, nothing. I knew I could fight it. I had every video saved, every file backed up, every threat Tom ever made recorded on audio. I hadn't signed anything that prohibited me from reporting violations, but they were counting on me to walk away, scared and silent. They didn't realize I wasn't done. That night, I contacted a lawyer. Not just any lawyer, someone I found online who specialized in whistleblower protection and food safety lawsuits. I sent him everything. He called me the next morning and said, "You've got the by the throat." And that's when I decided I wouldn't just fight back. I'd go public. After talking to the lawyer, things moved fast. He helped me draft a formal complaint against the restaurant and its parent company. He also advised me to gather witness statements from former employees. And surprisingly, many of them were eager to help. Once I started reaching out, people began sharing horror stories of rats, food poisoning cover-ups, and even threats from upper management. It was way worse than I thought. But the biggest decision came 2 days later. I posted a video. Just me, sitting in my car, face half in shadow, voice steady but angry. I didn't name the restaurant directly, but I showed pictures, time-stamped footage, documents, receipts. I told the whole story. How I was just a kid trying to make a living, how I saw customers being endangered, how I tried to report it through the proper channels, and how I was fired for doing the right thing. Within 48 hours, the video went viral. 10,000 views, then 50,000, then over 100,000. People started sharing their own experiences. Former employees at other branches chimed in, confirming what I said. TikTokers and YouTubers picked it up. Reddit blew up with threads like "Fast food worker exposes disgusting kitchen practices." The restaurant chain's PR team finally released a statement. It was full of legalese and fake concern. "We take these allegations seriously. This does not represent our values, blah, blah, blah." But it was too late. The damage was done. Then came the threats. I started getting anonymous DMs. Messages like, "Better watch your back, kid. You're messing with the wrong people. Hope that lawsuit keeps you warm when no one hires you again." Even my mom got scared. She told me to drop it, begged me to let it go. But I couldn't, because this wasn't just about me anymore. It was about every underpaid kid being forced to mop puke with a rag and keep quiet about it. Then came the twist I didn't expect. A local news station contacted me. They wanted to run a full segment, not just about me, but an expose on the entire fast food chain. Apparently, they'd been tipped off by someone else. They asked if I'd be willing to go on camera. At first, I said no. Too risky. But the journalist, a woman named Denise, looked me in the eye and said, "If you want to change things, this is how you do it." I agreed. That interview would change everything. The news segment aired on a Thursday night. Prime time. There I was, my face slightly blurred, voice unaltered. Footage rolled of me walking near the restaurant, screenshots of internal memos, anonymized, and snippets from other employees who chose to come forward too. The piece ended with the reporter saying, the company declined to comment further. That same night, the restaurant's Yelp and Google reviews were bombarded. People posted screenshots from my video, links to the news story, and their own horror experiences. Some even organized a protest outside the building the next day. I stayed away on advice from my lawyer, but someone sent me a photo of a kid holding a sign that read, "I deserve clean food." The company panicked. I got a cease and desist letter in my inbox, accusing me of defamation. But my lawyer laughed it off. He had all the evidence lined up, and I hadn't lied about a single thing. So instead of backing down, we escalated. We officially filed the lawsuit. Wrongful termination, retaliation, hostile work environment, and something even bigger, negligence endangering public health. It turned out the state's health department had already been investigating them after other complaints. My video just gave them the final push they needed. The chain offered me a settlement pretty quickly. Low six figures. My lawyer told me to think hard. It was fast money, sure, but accepting it meant I had to sign an NDA and drop everything. I didn't want to be silenced. So I said no, and that's when they got nasty. They dug into my social media, tried to find old tweets to discredit me, even hired some sketchy consultant to try to intimidate me offline. But nothing worked, because every time they hit me, more people came to my defense. 6 months later, they settled again. But this time, it was on my terms. I got a larger payout, no NDA, and best of all, part of the deal included the restaurant implementing mandatory sanitation audits and safety training across all locations. It wasn't just a win for me. It was a win for every teenager flipping burgers and wiping grease off counters at midnight. And the icing on the cake? A year later, I got a job offer from a food safety nonprofit. They'd seen my story and wanted me on their youth advisory board. So yeah, getting fired sucked, but standing up for what was right, that changed everything. Guys, let me know your opinions in the comments, and please subscribe for more.